Let's learn about what a collograph is. A collograph is essentially a collage of materials of various texture that are glued onto a printing plate, which is usually wood or cardboard. This is a printmaking project. So the cool thing about making prints is that when you make the piece of artwork, you can repeat it multiple times. So let's go ahead and get started on making our own collograph image. I love the creativity and the cool images that this project allows us to do. Let's get started on making our collograph printmaking tool. Starting with a piece of manila paper, I went ahead and started drawing a half circle, 2 straight lines down, and 2 triangles that'll get me started for making the ears and the body of the cat. Once I've got those placed, please glue them down. Let's go into now making our textures for our background of our cat. You'll notice that there are some textured print plates and pieces of paper. If you could get your name on those pieces of paper, or at least your initials, then we know whose is whose. But you're going to be going ahead and making 4 of these prints. So this is not having to do anything with the collograph. This is just going to give our collograph a really cool textured background. So yeah, it's kind of like you've got your textures. Go ahead and grab some paper, and also notice that I'm using more than one color. I'll take one crayon so that the image shows up, but then that second color really makes it very interesting visually because it gives you a really nice look. So again, your textures should use at least 2 crayon colors onto your prints. And lastly, this is my 4th one, starting out with a blue crayon, grabbing a second colored crayon, and doesn't it already show the texture better? I really like the way that looks. Oh, I threw in a 3rd one, so I've got some purples, blues, and greens. I love the variety of warm colors and cool colors. I'm going to set that aside. Let's go ahead and make our collograph prints. Using a next set of pieces of paper, go ahead and put your paper on top of your collograph image, and using the same technique, using the side of the crayon, drag the crayon over the top part of your image. Just like with your textured plates, you want to use the side of your crayon to reveal the picture that's underneath, the shapes that are added together to make it look like a cat. You do not have to mix colors on this if you don't want to. I just did not. Let's go into the fun part now and start taking our collograph images and designing them and decorating them to make them look more like cats. I added some triangles to the face, triangular shapes for the ears, and then I'm also using my oil pastels to add on facial features like eyes, whiskers, triangular nose, and then some designs onto the rest of the cat body. Feel free to use whatever kind of facial designs that you want for your cat. Your eyes might be opened, they might be closed, you might put a leash or a collar on your cat, but I'm just using my oil pastels in creative ways to design my cat onto my project. I think this gives my collograph print a really creative feel and makes this project really look nice. I hope that you have fun too, decorating and designing your 4 collograph cat prints. Let's go into preparing your background. Grab a sheet of construction paper and start laying out your prints the way you want them. With your cats, go ahead and cut out the leftover space that you had when you created your collographs. So I'm just taking my scissors, cutting off the leftover space, and then assembling them where they visually look the greatest to me. I'm going to then put them onto my paper that got folded into 4 sections and make sure that each one of my cats is in each one of the 4 sections. Lastly, I think that looks pretty good, but I thought this might take it up a notch and make it look even better. I went ahead and I grabbed some black oil pastels, and I thought, wouldn't it be cool if I did a little bit of decorating the frames around my 4 Collograph prints? It just gives each cat its own personality and design and creativity, and it just really emphasizes the way that the cats look when they're got glued all together. Whatever kind of frame or whatever kind of designs that you want, I think is going to look awesome. You might decide to keep them all the same, or you might want to do 4 different ones like I did. The choice is up to you. Thanks for watching, everyone, and happy art making!